Hey, what's happening, everybody? Are we live? We're live. Oh, hang on a second. All right. Welcome to What the F.A.Q. Flipside Music. I am here. Well, Dylan's not here yet. That's him walking through the front door right now, I think. So we are up and running. Dylan's that you? Please be you, not a burglar. Oh, yeah, we went live and lost a couple people already. Yeah, that's how we do it, man. Oh, yes.
Give that a little stir.
Yeah, needs a wee shake.
Yeah, they don't tend to mix that too well.
All right.
Oh shit, the screen's all weird. Oh, because my son.
All right, pop-up chat right here. Look at that. What's happening, Paul? What's happening, Gary? Here, I'm gonna let Dylan get in charge of that stuff. Yeah, we should make it so it's got a giant, larger font for us.
Yeah.
Visually declining folks.
Well, you know what's weird with that is like I think even within the browser settings, I don't know that it would, since it's just part of YouTube. Yeah.
Well, welcome everybody. Obviously, weekly. I feel like I'm sitting in. What am I doing? Here, you look like a giant. I'm like falling into the chair. Maybe I just gotta move closer. I'm huge. Look at me.
Like a huge.
The huge heed. Heed.
Oh yeah, we had beer from last week too.
Yeah, we do. So, welcome everybody. We're just like easing into this weekly question and answer show. What the FAQ live from Flipside Music, the Great American Guitar Store. This is part of the whole guitar primetime Thursday deal. We come on at 4 o'clock between 4 and 5, and then the guys over at Texas Toast jump in and talk a bunch of stuff about guitar stuff. And then after that, go to check out Dylan Talks Tone, and he will talk about more
Yes.
guitar stuff.
Tontacular Thursdays.
Yes, Tontacular. It almost sounds like testicular, but not quite the same. Yeah, iced coffee. Look at that. There's a lot of sugar in that shit.
There's not. There's only one pump.
What?
Only one pump of the. Only one pump of the.
Only one
the
pump
sugar.
of the sugar juice in here. That's one reason I don't like.
I usually put my straw in and I do this maneuver here.
Oh, the fake,
the old
fake
mixing.
wave.
Yeah.
All right. So how's everybody doing? How are all you guys out there doing today on this fine hot as F? Yeah, like
I know it's relentless.
I'm just gonna start swearing right out.
Asshole weatherman said we weren't gonna have 90s again
It's
at
been
all.
nine-
It's gonna be 90s.
Yeah, we're in September now, but it's like
Well, yeah, but
come
it's
on.
like first 2 weeks of September is supposed to be like mid 90s. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah.
Weather. Welcome to Weather Talk
Yes.
with Ike and Dylan.
Well, we're letting everybody settle in. It's just like a normal, sit down. Everybody's got to bullshit about the weather before you get to the good stuff.
Alan says almost like YouTube is a side gig. Well, it's an added thing
Yes.
we do. If he's talking to us.
Oh, Mr. Coombs. Hey,
Ben
Ben.
Coombs is here. Dastardly Dave. I got your email, by the way. So I got some of those on order. Don't worry, I'll set one aside for you, bud.
Sweet. Jeffrey Egan. Hey, Jeff. How's it going?
72 and rain over at Gary's place. Jeff Egan, what's up, dude?
Yeah. Yeah, we got Paul and Gary.
Joy's in
Kaminsky.
there.
Yeah.
What's happening, Joy?
Yeah. See, everybody's just kind of rolling in.
Yeah, you met Joy at the Upright.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and I'd met her before at whatever that other brewery was. Yeah.
Odyssey.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was her last name though, so that helps though.
Yeah, it's a nice Italian name. Oh, how's everybody doing? It's been a hell of a week.
It has. It's been a hell of a month, hell of a couple months really, but
Yeah. So,
we are coming off a pretty damn busy month.
yeah, it was pretty rocking last month for us. So I think I did it. Well, I think I did. I did a title.
I think I did, therefore I did.
I think I did. I think I did. So I put the title on this week's FAQ about why ordering online sucks.
Oh, okay.
I figured,
Yeah.
might kick up some dust.
Well, and it's a good
It's a good day
discussion
for that.
for us, from our side of it and from the customer side of it.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like we can use a little more light. Let me get that real quick.
All right. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Hey, Greg's in here. What's going on? Jacob and the Ghost. Jacob got the float. Sweet.
Oh yeah, he did. It's funny, both Jakes. Yeah, both Jakes and
Yeah.
yeah. That is kind of funny how that works.
We got more on order already.
Yeah, that's
because
been-
those flew.
I know that's not normally your thing, but you would have fun with that.
Yeah, it looked kind of cool.
Well, yeah, in terms of like filter and because you love to play with dynamics, that's pretty much all that thing does is like weird, crazy dynamic waves and stuff.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
cool.
have to.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get in on that and check it out. I feel like my high school teacher would kill me because I feel like I'm
Oh,
slouching.
posture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to keep good. Yeah.
Well, I had a teacher, Brother Cabot, who used to sit like he was.
Oh, like military.
Oh my God, he
Yeah.
was. Because I went to Catholic school,
Oh,
so
wow.
we had the Dominican brothers.
So he was like constantly ready to get his ass whooped. Is that the?
we were ready to get our ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
Oh
why
yeah,
I-
yeah. I remember.
He's in like in the ready position, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
butt flexed to make sure the impact is lessened.
Yeah, these guys did not. They didn't screw around. I remember one of the teachers, one of the brothers, throwing a textbook at one of the kids. Well, because Bob never shut up. He was always just.
You're like, well,
And he
you
just
know, I
goes,
deserved it. So.
through this thick ass book. Boom. It's like, oh my God. Yeah, those are the days
Yeah.
when they could get away with stuff like that. Not so much now. Okay. Hey, Fred, what's happening? Fred? Ferd? Ferd? I can't see that far.
Yeah, Ferd.
I can
Ferd,
s-
Ferd Burfel.
Yeah, I can see it, but I can't see it. So I wanted to.
Yeah, I was just saying, what in particular were you?
Well, I don't know. I was just trying to think of a topic so we have something to.
Well, yeah, no, I just
we
didn't
never,
know if something instigated it.
Well, we just never stay on track for shit. So I figured at least we have some type of
Topic to
we
stay
could-
on. Sure.
We could stay on for a little bit,
Yeah.
and then we cruise over to whatever sidebar nonsense.
Well, I
we-
feel
we
like
get
a lot of our
ourselves into.
audience probably doesn't order online that often unless they know or have dealt with. Because I feel like a lot of these guys like to deal with people face to face.
Locals.
Yeah, between us and like the Texas Toast guys, I feel like a lot of our crowd likes to generally deal with local stuff or deal at least at some point. Because even like our crowd from Kansas, like a lot of those guys, like even if they've come through and tried stuff with us, they'll go ahead and order online because they've dealt with us
They've already,
before.
yeah, they've already kind of had experience at the store.
Right.
So I guess that's a question I wanted to ask you guys, and I got a few different points on this I want to make because basically the idea stems from we sent out a guitar earlier in the week,
Right.
and it ended up broken. It arrived to the customer and it was damaged. So now we haven't had that happen. I mean, I can't remember the last time we had a guitar that actually broke in shipping.
No.
It's been years, at least 4.
Well, no, like we receive them broken.
Yeah, we receive
occasionally,
them. We receive them
But
broken.
yeah, in terms of us sending them out, yeah, that doesn't happen all. Well, and again,
We kind of do overpack, but it
Well, I was
happens.
gonna say, I still think, kind of regardless of the packing, if it took enough impact to take a neck off the way it did, especially because it broke at the neck pocket.
At the pocket.
Yeah, it didn't break at the headstock or
Which-
mid neck, which is where you'd expect it to break, but
Right.
it literally broke right at the pocket. So I feel like whatever hit it must have been right at that right focal point to
Yeah.
make that work.
To make the whole neck pop out,
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
that's crazy.
yeah. Which would again be mishandling more from the shipping, not like
Well,
because
it's
we
not-
didn't send it out that way. So.
Right. And like I always say, if it moves, it'll break. And
Yes.
usually, so that's why we pack it.
Well, yeah, I usually still give it the wiggle.
Yeah,
Yes.
make sure
Yeah.
nothing's jiggling around.
Yeah.
So here's a question for you guys. Do you check when you order something online? Do you check with the person on how they ship? Let's say you buy something from Reverb or something like that. Do you feel like you need to reach out to that person to make sure that they know how to pack a guitar, or not?
Or do you
That's
base
for an
that
individual.
question? Yeah, I was gonna say, do you base that question on too, on if you know if that's like a business versus, you know,
Or
Jim
or an-
Dandy's guitar emporium basement shop?
Right,
You know,
yeah.
yeah. Because it's a lot of the, yeah.
Screaming sheep.
Yeah, or
treehouse
Jeff's
of beer.
Guitar Den, and like it's
Everybody-
always one
yeah.
of those things.
It's
yeah.
always a guitar cave,
or
guitar
a den,
and
or an enclave, or
yeah.
something.
boutique. I've seen. I just want to call it,
Dude's house. Yeah.
Johnny Sheep's treehouse of used
Right.
shit.
But yeah, no, I wonder how much that changes, or if people, because you've argued this before, that if you're buying on Reverb, most people don't really always look, unless it's like a bigger known dealer like Chicago Music Exchange or somebody.
Right.
Most people don't really look at who they're even getting it from if it's a business sometimes, or at least it sure seems like it, because we have a lot of people that I don't think even realize that they're buying from a business. Like they literally send us messages as
Yeah.
if we're, you know, some guy that's never handled a guitar before, never dealt with a pedal before, and which, I mean, I know you can't make assumptions, but if you did even like 1 to 2 clicks, you could find out
Yeah, you could-
we were a business rather than just
You could literally just
right.
copy and paste.
Right.
Don't even have to copy.
You could
could
even
do
just
the
click
thing
on
and
the thing that says
search
flip
Google.
side. Yeah, yeah.
Search Google, or go to the. So, on. Are we good? This is crazy. All right, can we check that? Can we see if the streaming? Are we back streaming? Everybody left. I think everybody left.
That or the stream completely cut. Well, it looks like they're at
There,
least
it's
hanging out in
back.
the chat. So
Well, not everybody. We lost a bunch of people, so hopefully it's back.
okay.
You're back. We're back. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, hopefully it doesn't do it again.
Yeah, let's hope it
We'll-
doesn't. I don't know why, because I'm on my cell phone, so it shouldn't be a problem, but
Until we get something hardwired over here, once we have something here to hardwire.
right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, we definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with us through all these difficulties, through the different live streams and the stuff we've had
Yeah.
since the beginning, since we've been here. So we appreciate you guys just a little bit longer, And we're back to work. Construction gets back to work this week.
Yes.
Well,
which is
not
good.
this week. I keep
Well,
feeling like today's Monday. Tuesday of next week, we're back in action. So we are going to be on track. Hopefully, we'll be in here, if all goes well, beginning of October. So, okay. So, back to the question, if I remember what it was.
Yes.
Do you check up on your stuff, and then if you buy through Reverb, but then are there companies that you check up? Let's say Shitwater or Chicago Music, I can always say that wrong. Chicago Music Exchange, Music Zoo, the other place in Indiana, the other places. There's a lot of really good guitar stores in the country. So do you check up on that stuff and kind of ask?
Right.
So that's the question. So what do we got?
Yeah, I was
we
gonna
got a
say.
bit in there.
So Jacob said he's bought 2 guitars online in the past, one from a musician's friend and one from CME. So he said he expected both of them to be packed properly, which with both of those are both big sellers. So I would as well. I don't know if you bought them directly or not. I think the disconnect is Reverb itself, though. A lot, at least for because people.
For us, I know that. That's
Yeah,
the
because
case.
like nobody generally instructs us on how to ship things via our website. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember the last person that sent us instructions on how to ship something via the website.
Oh, yeah,
purchase
through the website,
versus Reverb, because like Reverb, it happens often to where people just, I don't know if they
Make
just.
sure you guys do this.
Well, that and like I don't
You
know if
send-
they've been
you-
burned in the past, so they just immediately copy paste. Like, here's your instructions on how to. I don't know. It's weird to me, but I think Reverb is some kind of disconnect to where people don't necessarily care who they're buying from sometimes, or notice.
I think it's the Amazon situation. You go to
Yeah.
Amazon, you're like, oh, put it in the cart. But, well, you think Jeff Bezos is sending it to you, or Amazon is.
Right.
When there's a third-party seller that's probably
Yeah, they're just the
most
middleman of that.
likely,
Yeah.
sending it to you.
Right.
But they always, they think it's just Amazon. So I think that's what the same situation is with Reverb. They buy and they think, either it's Reverb itself or they don't realize we're a store.
Right.
What is kind of cool that we have happen sometimes is that customers go, "Hey, I saw that on Reverb," and then they go to the website and buy it because they know that we don't have to pay the fees, and they'd rather support a small business that way instead of going, what do you call it, through Reverb. And it's also, we've had customers that have found us on Reverb, called us,
Yes.
and then we had a chat.
Or
with them,
they did click it and they're like, oh, hey, I didn't know you were in Denver. I'll just come in.
We've had that.
Yeah.
I never knew you guys were in Denver. I'm like, yeah, we're here.
But yeah, that happens actually. At least I won't say at least 3 or 4 times a month we get people that are local that find us via Reverb, which is interesting. But
Yeah, that's good. That At least they find us. Jacob said that CME was via Reverb.
Well, yeah, and they are, they were one and the same. They're not anymore.
Yeah,
but they were one and the
Chicago
same.
Music Exchange was the same owner.
Yeah, it used to be.
Started Reverb.
Yeah, now
That's
it's
why when
part of Etsy now, right? Or the Etsy, brand or whatever.
Yeah, they bought it. And I remember when Reverb first popped up, I'm like, what's going on here? But then I saw Chicago Music Exchange was all over it, and I'm like, wow, they jumped on it.
Yeah.
I didn't know at the time.
Right.
That was part of them.
Yeah. Let's see. So Jeff says he always checks the customer satisfaction to see how satisfied people are with them or what they complain about, which is actually a good point too. How many people, because a lot of people I feel like some people really research products, other people really research who they're buying from. It's not always the same type of person. And I do feel like a lot of times with certain things, like I guess that would be a good thing to look at too. Like when I'm buying on Amazon sometimes, just to make sure, especially if it's a part, I like to make sure that it's actually like a real deal thing and not just bots, like in terms of the reviews and stuff.
Yeah, because sometimes
you never
people
know,
are like, no, this doesn't actually fit.
Right,
Or
or
it
no,
says
this
how
doesn't-
great it is, but
Right.
this isn't actually the thing.
Right, or if you happen to have this one-off model that it didn't correspond to whatever it was, but it doesn't tell you that stuff. Like sometimes it is worth doing a little bit of digging for that. But I feel like with guitars, generally, I feel like I don't really buy anything online, but I feel like I would always want to know who I was getting it from. If it wasn't just a person to person, yeah. If it was a store, I would generally like to know. Even if I didn't get it from them, I'd still like to at least know, like if I'm looking at something, I like to know who they are. Because I've done that even with like shops in Japan. I can't generally read anything, but I still try to look them up just to see, because there's certain shops in Japan that have like Grecos and Orvals and stuff like that. And I'm always like, well, it'd be kind of cool if you could get it directly from them, but I don't always know how to correspond that well.
Yeah, because sometimes you could work a better deal too.
Yeah,
Instead
well, and
of-
again, because I know how it works for us, so sometimes
'cause
I'd
there's
rather
some-
go directly to them.
Yeah, because somebody can call us and say, hey, I saw you on Reverb. Is there any room in that?
Right.
Whereas here's a key. Like if you see somebody on Reverb and they're selling something and you want to try to work a deal, it is a shop, call them.
Yes.
Call the shop and say, hey, I live in Arizona. I see you guys are in Denver. I'm interested in this, and the shipping is that. Is there any room in it?
Yeah.
Now you have a conversation, you have a sales conversation, you might be able to cut yourself a better deal.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you could just get free shipping out of it.
Well,
Or,
yeah.
The thing is, if you try to work that same deal through Reverb's getting their slice. Well, that slice, I can't give them a slice and then take a hit myself.
Yeah, I was gonna say de-incentivizes, or it kind of
Right.
voids any potential discount you would get via the seller, because you can't you can't have a cut taken out and then a discount on top of it.
Right.
So then there's really nothing left at that point.
Yeah, I already have to give $50 to Reverb.
Right.
So how much more do you think I'm taking off? We do
Well,
have
right,
to
especially
keep
when there's
lights
not a lot there to begin with, because that is the other part. I feel like a lot of people, maybe sellers who do this on their own, can kind of relate, but like the amount of work that it does take to get certain things going in terms of the website, the listings, the photos, all that stuff, especially when it comes to our used gear, it's a lot more than you'd think. So it's like, I don't know that people always factor for like that part is also part of the margin. Like we have to have some kind of margin because it has to come out
handling.
positive. Yeah.
There is a little bit of a handling
Yes.
charge in there.
Yeah.
Here, I might get this light over here so I feel like it's just, is that on you a little bit? There you go.
Yeah.
So you,
I just try to look
just
past
that way you can
Yeah.
illuminate everybody here too.
Yeah.
So I'm just always curious with why people buy from certain places and then how they look at it. But then also, it's because we had that what stirred this all was that busted guitar today, and it really just, it aggravates me that the, shipping companies are just savage.
Yeah.
With some of these things, just savage. So.
Well, especially because, like I said, because that was even the last thing that was in my documents was that fragile handle with care sticker. So, and I know I put it on both sides of that thing. So it's like the fact that it still got snapped is I don't know, because that's the part of it we can't.
I think they see that and they're like,
yeah, let's try to break it. Yeah,
let's see what we could do to bust this thing.
Sometimes it feels like it, but.
Well, now I got to see if I can fight it with F.A.Q.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. We'll check a few of the questions real quick. Okay. Scott Brockway, he was saying or asking if we are a Dunlop dealer and will we have the Duke of Tones soon. So that's the is it just a printed tone or are they going for the full thing? I thought it was just the prints.
I think it's the
it's kind of like the Timmy that they're doing.
Yeah,
with Paul
I think
Cobb,
it's probably one of the versions.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got them ordered.
Yeah.
I
think it's the printed tone more or less. But.
Yeah, I sent an email to my rep this morning.
Okay.
So we have some. I got one. I already got an email this morning to save one. That's for Dave.
That was a surprising move, and actually we may as well because everybody's already talking about full tone. But I was kind of wondering I was kind of wondering like MXR might be one of the only companies in a good position if they wanted to try and jump on at least because like it seems right up their alley to go for an OCD or or the Super Trem. Any of those like standard full tone models, I feel like that would be an easy thing for them to try to swoop up if they, because I mean,
I just don't think that
they might not want to touch it now, but I don't know.
Well, that's the whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
And plus, they got to deal with Mike Fuller.
Well, yeah,
So
but it would just be kind of a one-off, kind of
no-
like they did with the Timmy. Like it seems like they can kind of maneuver that occasionally. Because I was surprised with the Duke of Tone. Like
I wasn't expecting that either.
no, I just didn't think Analog Mike was. I didn't think he would ever entertain something like that. So
You also don't know what the check looks like.
well, no, but I mean, I'm just saying like he just
That's
doesn't.
a difference. You start seeing
Right.
how many zeros
Right.
are on stuff.
Well, and that's what I'm saying, kind of making a case for the LCD. Like I imagine, as many of those that were made, and as many people that still want them, that would be an easy one for MXR to snatch up if they wanted to. But
Yeah, any of the versions. I mean,
Yeah.
how many versions are there?
well, really, I mean, even if they just bought the the rights to keep producing the 2.0
Comic
version or
Sans?
whatever, yeah,
Yeah.
as long as they bought the exclusive rights to
the
Comic Sans, yeah.
font. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just feel like that would be an easy if people care that much. But who knows now? I mean, it's been such a weird thing, like in terms of the last week or so, with that between the letter and then the response to it, and then all
There was a
the
response?
chatter kind of.
There was a
Well, no, I just mean the people's
individual.
response. Yeah. I just
Because
feel
there's so many people like, "Yay, go Mike!"
Right,
and then there are other people like, "I've had a horrible experience dealing with him."
Right.
And that was people always asked us about full tone. How come you guys don't carry full tone? And it was just one of those things where I'm like,
well, and a lot of other dealers kind of warned us.
Reputation in the marketplace, and I go, I just don't want to deal with somebody that's going to be. I have no problem dealing with anybody that's kind of difficult, because usually difficult just means particular
or eccentric or whatever.
or eccentric, and sometimes you can work around that.
Right.
But it seemed I just heard stuff from that was more than that, and I'm like, I just don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
And it was because there's service stuff too.
Right,
What
right.
happens if there's a warranty issue?
Right.
I mean, and there's stories all over the internet, and I'm not sitting here shitting on anybody, because I didn't have any direct interactions or business dealings with them. But if anybody spent any time reading any of the comments in the
Yes.
section because everybody and their brother kept posting that stupid letter.
Yeah.
But I mean, I read through the letter and I was like, this has a tinge of douchery in it.
Yeah, no, it was a very odd way to go out. I mean, it's like anything that could have been.
It didn't seem gracious.
Well, anything that could have been
gracious
graceful or positive or like a sincere thank you was followed up by kind of like showboating. So it was a little too. It was a very.
I'm gonna take all my cool shit and I'm moving to Nashville.
What's the backhanded?
And you guys can all go fuck off, and nobody
Yeah.
can make a pedal without my name because I know I'm not stupid. And it was like just had this air of like,
Well, what's the goodbye version of a backhanded compliment? That's what that was basically. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like, yeah, like it was the goodbye version of a backhanded compliment. I feel like that's kind of how that came across, but
yeah, it was just it was a weird letter as I'm reading it because it started out like, hey, after 30 years of business, we decided to blah blah blah.
yeah, and thanks for all
You
the,
know.
yeah, but it didn't stay that way, that's for
No,
sure.
it didn't. I thought it was just gonna be that. Thank you for everybody that supported us over the
Yeah.
years. You know, we're deciding to move on.
Been a hell of a
dude.
run,
Yeah.
30 years kind of thing. Yeah, yeah.
But then it kind of devolved into I got cool shit. I bought this ranch.
Yeah.
All this other stuff, and I'm like, okay, we're kind of gonna. I feel like we're dipping our toes into like. It rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Not that I give a shit. I have nothing. I don't have a.
No, but it
you know,
kind
I
of
don't have a
started.
dog in that fight.
No, it started to take on some like Cartman vibes, though.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just was really
Yeah.
weird. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? What did you guys think when you
Read the
when you
letter.
first read the letter? What did you guys think about that? Because I'm sure everybody here has got to be
Yeah.
or if you've ever had an experience, that'd be interesting to know. All right, we got anything in there that we can address too while we're at it?
Not in particular. I mean, everybody was kind of just getting in on the analog mic and all that in terms of the comments, but nothing, no real questions there.
Jeff Egan, kind of like Chapman guitars, huh? Oh fuck! Don't even get me started with that shit. Jeff, I don't know if you know, but at one point we were Chapman dealers. But that's a long story. Got to stop in the store, and I'll give you the whole story.
Well, but there's a parallel story that goes along with those. When we were a dealer trying to service them, because I think he might be continuing like the thread when we were talking about when you read reviews and like what, you know, sometimes it's really worth reading reviews, sometimes it's not, but particularly with them, when I was reading through reviews when I was trying to fix something and we ended up encountering that hollow spot in that 7-string. You remember like when the
yeah.
So we ended up trying to figure out like, is this like an accident? Was this on purpose?
What's going on here? Why does this?
Yeah,
not
so to
seem
give you
right?
an idea, basically they had chambered certain parts of those 7-string models to kind of weight relieve them. And for whatever reason, one of them was right where the pin goes for the strap on the top horn. And so we were trying to like just tighten that up, and it literally just like the
fell
whole
right
thing
through.
just sunk through.
Because we were just doing the toothpick move.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean
Doing the
that's
toothpick
yeah,
trick.
9 times out of 10, or well, no, 10 times out of 10. That's an easy
60% of the time,
Yeah,
it works every time.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, like the whole horn basically caved in, and so we were trying to we couldn't get a hold of any kind of customer support because they basically didn't want to deal with us at that point for any of the dealers really, and so we had to make a secondary account to then ask other users of that model if they'd had the same problem or not. I think it's just because I keep getting like a little bit of sun, like I've been mowing the yard, so I'm just getting darker.
Is that what's
Yeah,
going on?
I feel like that's because like even when you're pointing that directly at me, I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like,
why am I so dark?
I can
still?
see the light on there, but you.
Yeah, but it's like in here, I'm very dark.
Sorry, we sidetracked.
Anyway, but yes, so we had to make a secondary user account on their forums to find out if other people had experienced this, and like several people messaged us back being like, yeah, I had my service tech try to install strap locks and the whole thing caved in, and so it wasn't just us. So that one was an interesting one where like definitely reading the reviews about certain models can save you some headache, that's for sure.
Well,
No, there's Charles. Hey, Charles.
Hey, what's happening? So what else we got in there?
Let's see.
Ben said was waiting for that comment. Jess said, yeah, I heard the story about Chapman. And
Oh, not just from us, yeah.
From you guys. Yeah, it was an interesting time. It was, you know.
It was a shit ton of lessons, though. I
We
mean, it wasn't.
we learned
yeah.
a lot from the Chapman experience.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, we're more discerning buyers, more discerning sellers. I think it also, for me at least, it was a good experience in customer service because it kind of forced some shit that was like really hard to deal with at that point when we were just getting going. So
Just getting started.
like especially with some of the kids that would come in, like that was that was rough for a stretch. Like trying to make a kid, like trying to make sure the guitar was as good as it possibly could be, because this kid was set on it, watching YouTube videos and stuff.
Right.
And so I was like, that was hard for a stretch of like trying to balance the issues we were having on the back end of it, and then also trying to be okay with selling them and everything. It was just that was a rough time.
It was tough. And there were some ones that came through that were really good.
Yeah, some of them were really good. Yeah.
Were really
like
good.
the Les Paul shaped ones. I forgot what those were called at this point, but yeah, those were actually really good. It was really the ones that were more that you would
The ML1.
Yeah, like the Strat shaped guys. Those should have been the easiest one, and those were the ones we had just had like every single one.
We had a
was
whole
problem.
run that we had to even do fret levels and new nuts and fret level,
Yeah,
crown and level, because we couldn't
sell them otherwise.
even get them to not buzz.
Right.
So some of them were really good, came through, and then there's other ones that you just can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Yes.
It was just impossible. I mean, I remember doing a complete fret level in crowning on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because we just couldn't get it to not buzz.
Yeah.
It was just so.
No, we did repeatedly.
Man.
I mean, I honestly, like, I was pretty good with my tech skills, at the beginning of it, but after that, that's when I was really, like, at top
Well, we
form
were
with that.
being able to dial that stuff in.
Yeah.
Much better. But yeah, it was, lessons learned from that. Big lessons, though, just dealing with manufacturers and stuff like that.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's it. But all right, so what else we got in there? What the fuck?
I didn't realize Terry popped in
Terry's
at some point, too.
yeah. Terry's watching another stream.
Okay.
Terry's in the crowd that they're all over the internet all the time.
Yeah.
Comments. on
Terry's like
everything.
multi-streaming, multi-monitoring,
Yeah. He's probably got a control center,
Yeah.
just sitting there making sure he's on admin on
He's
6
got
different
like some little
streams.
lens that cues to his eyeball, so as
Yeah.
soon as he does, the audio cuts to that screen and then back to that screen.
It's like one of the Google
Yeah.
glasses or like.
Yeah. He just doesn't tell anybody about it, but
Yeah,
we know
he's
he's
all
got
over
it.
it. So, all right.
Oh, you asked if we're talking about Crapman. Indeed, we were.
Yeah, we kind of touched on that for a second. So Jeff asks, who is the best company we work with?
In terms of like manufacturers,
Yeah, I guess that's probably.
I guess that's probably what those would be the main ones we deal with consistently. That's tough.
It's tough because
Well, a lot of them are really good, but certain ones
certain ones are better, but certain ones that you have certain processes that are we really like. But then again, we have so many smaller companies as far as pedals that we work with.
yeah.
So I think that puts it in a different caliber, like compared to working with like a Fender.
Well, that's what I was
Roland,
gonna say, because like.
Yamaha, like the bigger
Yeah.
companies,
Because I was gonna say, I mean, it's always fun dealing like with Matt from Stomp Underfoot, but
Yeah,
he's literally
Matt's cool,
one
dude.
person,
Yeah.
so like that's a different thing. But I guess bigger companies, I think Earthquaker honestly is probably one of our easiest ones in terms of relationship and just all the way around. Like even recently, they had a band that was on tour that was a sponsored artist that 2 of their pedals, I think it actually did their stuff get stolen or just broken. Can't remember, but anyway, they needed replacements on the road. Luckily, we had them, so they ended up picking them up, and they had ones to us literally like a day or 2 later. So
Yeah, they
like
should.
yeah, so it's like they're nice and easy to deal with and fun to deal with. I think our rep Anna, she's really
Yeah, Anna's really cool.
Yeah.
And we sell a lot of Earthquaker stuff too. I mean, for a
Yeah.
smaller company the size that we are, we sell a good amount of Earthquaker stuff.
yeah, but yeah, they're one of the few companies that calls even just to see how we're doing, kind of a thing. Like it's not always just about the sales, because a lot of times she calls just to see how how things are going, how the move's gonna go, and all that stuff. So a lot of cool stuff there. And I would say consistency wise though, I do have to give it to Strymon. Over the years, like Strymon has people have weird, I don't know, like assumptions I would say about Strymon, but dealing with them as a company, I think they've by far been the most consistent through everything. They've never missed anything. The shipping's been always like
Easy.
everything's always just like perfectly timed. It's always there. It's So I'd say they've probably been one of our. We don't have as much direct maybe interaction, but
Yeah, we don't.
um,
We don't.
but that might be because they are so easy to deal with. Like
Yeah, I
it
mean-
doesn't really. They don't require us to like call the rep constantly and be like,
Jump
hey,
through
this is
hoops.
broken, or hey, we
They're-
got to send this back. Like none of that never really happens. So
And we don't have a lot of warranty issues with their stuff. Like there's just,
yeah.
you're paying for it, but we don't have warranty issues. And they do offer us an extra discount every now and again if we want something for ourselves. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, smaller companies, Earthquaker, I'd say. Strymon is definitely a good one. I mean, I like working with the guys from Reverend. So Zach over at Reverend, you can call him, just break some balls, and he's fun to talk to.
And I guess I don't really deal with the VS Audio guys, but I feel like they're always nice.
Yeah,
and
VS
consistent
Audio's
and-
not,
yeah.
Pano is really, I've never met him directly, but it's a lot of emails, but
Yeah.
there are very responsive if we've ever had any issues.
Mm-hmm.
Who else that's, the smaller companies are pretty good. Walrus has been really easy to
Yeah,
work
Walrus
with.
has always been.
They're always
yeah.
nice to us. Pedal Train
Mm-hmm.
is another company that's been great. It comes down to like customer service. It doesn't have to be calling all the time. It's just calling in general. Like I like it. I'm a little old school that way. I'm like, I don't want to be bombarded with phone calls, but I do like every now and again when a rep just calls, go, hey, I just wanted to give you guys a call, see what's going on.
Right.
Oh, or
Or
hey,
hey, I
we
remembered you guys were doing this.
we
or-
heard
yeah,
you guys are
yeah.
moving.
Right.
And that's kind of nice because then it feels like it's not just always a damn sales call,
Yes.
So, but as far as bigger companies, Yamaha's been easy. Even Fender Fender can be tricky, but what I do like about Fender is that if we ever have warranty issues,
That is
if
true.
we ever have to send anything back,
They probably are the most dialed in when it comes to that.
it's
yeah.
right away.
Yeah.
Hey, this amp blew up on during shipping. Can we send it back? Yeah, here's the
Right.
stuff. So they're really easy to work with. Yamaha's been good. Roland is great too. To be honest, I really like
Mm-hmm.
the guys at Roland. Dave Rivard was the guy that first opened us up 8 or so years ago, and they've worked with us with a lot of pedals. And then we had Mike as the rep, and then we had Ryan as a rep. And I think Mike is back to be on our rep
Oh, yeah,
for
cool.
right now. They've always been very responsive. They've always been there if we had any questions and any of that kind of stuff. And then we did some of the exclusives, not exclusives, but we're the only ones in the territory that had certain, like the Tone Bender. We were the only ones in the area that carried it.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of cool that they let us be that company.
Yes. Well, yeah, I feel like proportionate to, again, kind of like Earthquaker, proportionate to our size, like pound for pound, we're in contention for being like one of their better stores. It's just, yeah, we're not gigantic, but proportionate to what we do per capita, it's a good ratio. Because even, Anna's even said that a few times. Like she's like, you guys do surprisingly well with certain models that nobody else really
Right.
does.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like the Grand Orbiter, there's a lot of ones that like we do really, really well with that like not a lot of other stores apparently do. So anyway, it's always been fun with some of that, and I do say like even I forgot his name right off. Is it John, our QSAC rep? The newer one. I'll just say he's been new. It's only been like the last 2 times he's called, but I was gonna say I have a good feeling about him because he's like kind of on Midwestern time.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
kind of funny talking to him because it's like he's very like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Just calling in to see how you guys are doing, and it's everything's very calm.
I like Colin from my rep for Korg.
Oh yeah, yeah. he's
Colin's
good,
really
yeah.
cool. He's kind of, I've never met him in person, but just talking to him, he sounds like kind of a California surfery kind of dude, but very cool. He gets it. Like he totally gets the industry and all that stuff. And it's always nice when you deal with a rep that kind of really gets the store level stuff,
Yes. Well, yeah. I think that's it seems like a lot of them, or at least our better reps, have at least been in store situations themselves, so they kind of have an idea of how it goes.
Yeah. All right. So what do we got? What else we got in here?
Well, it looks like
Time's
Ben
cruising
and
along.
Charles and Terry are having a pretty good conversation about. I think there's a problematic telly, and or somebody got a new telly. maybe it's both. Maybe it's a new tally that's also problematic. I'm not sure. Oh, there's a good question since we were kind of talking about Earthquaker. Jacob was asking, would you guys do any special color with, or any colors with EQD with Earthquaker? Because they do limited runs or limited releases with different colors. We've always done like the brick and mortar ones whenever those are available, but in terms of our own, I don't know, because usually you gotta order.
Sometimes it could be a pretty heavy order. Every company's different. Like, obviously we do the Demogorgon with Stomp Underfoot, but Matt's a one-man operation.
Right.
So we can kind of
tailor those things.
Yeah, he can tailor that to us.
Yeah.
We have spoken to other companies about doing special runs for us. We've kind of held off because of this, and until we kind of, get our sea legs.
Yes.
Here at the new place, we're kind of we're holding off on some of that, but we do have ideas, and we have talked to different manufacturers, and because you see exclusive runs for like Wildwood or Chicago Music Exchange or stuff like that, and we'd like to do that too.
Yeah.
So you'll probably see that in the future, but
if we
nothing
were
right now. We'll talk to them, and it would be really cool if we could do something.
Well, I was just say with
For
Earthquaker,
the new space.
Yeah, I don't know how many we'd have to do, but either especially with James now, like something with the Westwood would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Like do the Westwood or, I could see it. I think the Grand Orbiter or the Ghost Echo, but the Ghost Echo gets chosen a lot for like the one-off releases. So it's like I think it'd be more fun to do the Grand Orbiter or something.
Yeah, because that's one that we sell.
Yeah, and it's
a good amount of,
and it's not as overdone as like the Plumes and some of those.
Right.
So okay, Ben was clearing up part of the conversation. I guess he got a nylon string guitar and he's having to restring it. So
I saw that.
if you can tie a shoe, you can restring a nylon. I can't rip torn that one. That one didn't really work, but
you got to
dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
You got to think through that one.
But yeah, actually, Ben, it's really not like nylon. Well, if you get the ball ends, anybody can do it. But even if you gotta tie it, it's really not that bad. And I actually kind of found it sort of to be fun.
I don't know.
Well, it's just because like each one kind of continues, and like once you get it, I don't know. It's like one of those oddly satisfying. It's like when you just trim something just the right way, or you get something lined out just the right way, and it works. It's oddly satisfying. You know what I mean?
I totally.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. When I was building the shelves in the back over here, I'm like, oh, that sits just right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's nice. I cut that just right. That's perfect.
Yeah. No, it's weird how that works. It's funny though.
All right, so we were talking about exclusives. What else we got in here?
So Charles is saying he has 4 Tele fabric top projects in his office, finishing up a Meteora and a Squire Strat. So you got 6 guitars in progress. That's pretty. Are you just doing like fabric tops to existing guitars, or are you building these ones, Charles? Because I know he actually did this really cool fabric top one. I don't know if can't remember if I showed you or not. He usually has it in like the background whenever he's in Ben's streams. But he did like this really cool Strat. It turned out really really well.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any. Just so I apologize.
Oh no, yeah,
I haven't
I
watched
know.
anybody's live stream in so long.
Well,
It's been difficult. Like the Texas Toast guys, when I'm driving home, I'll listen to them.
Well, I usually try to watch Ben's like on Monday, but sometimes like if I stay late at the shop, I forget, and then by the time I get home, it's over.
I just haven't because I've been so stinking busy with all this craziness. So
Charles says he's fabric topping like existing ones. That's pretty cool though.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ben said he wrapped his Kramer too, which was that one that I think Ben did a video on that as well.
Yeah, I'm way behind everybody's.
No, but that would be
because I like to sometimes go home and be able to like, oh hey, Ben's on, I'll crack a beer, watch the stream or whatever, or Johnny Bean or one of these other guys or whoever is doing some stuff. But
I try to catch him when I can, but I don't. I feel like my timing's not very. Just something about the timing with us and where everybody else is at or something. Because I feel like a lot of them are more to the east of us. At least of a lot of the guys that we tend to watch, and I feel like I miss all of them most of the time just because of the timing. But
I can understand that. Plus, I got that got a charity thing coming up, so I'm kind of rehearsing at home, practicing at night, making sure I got my shit together. We had our first rehearsal last week, and that was pretty damn good.
It did, actually. It sounded good.
It sounded good, yeah.
Well, speaking of fabric topping, Charles, I'm actually kind of curious how hard it would be to do the, because I still want to see if I could do another one at some point with Matt, but I had done it's basically the 4001 body from a Rickenbacker. Normally, obviously, those would be set necks, but this one's carved out so that a strap neck would go on there. But I've always wondered how hard it would, like, does it matter the shape that much in terms of wrapping? Like, are tellies and strats easier?
I think it
Just because they're...
should have done it before, though. That's the problem. That's the difference.
Well, yeah, but if he's doing it to existing ones, maybe Charles has a...
Yeah, he might have a technique.
He has some, yeah, he might have a few techniques.
Because I know when the Texas Toast guys were in
Well,
the whole
yes,
fabric
yeah,
phase, they would be all fabric,
And then they would
and
carve
then they
out
would
the
cut.
other, yeah.
Then they would cut it. I
Yeah.
think it just made it for a cleaner cut. But for an existing one, yeah, it'd be interesting.
Well, yeah, because I was gonna say it'd be kind of cool to just send him that and then finish it, but we'll see.
Yeah. I wish I had access to my phone. We got our new T-shirt for the building.
Oh yeah, yeah, that'll be
It's
really
gonna
cool,
look
yeah.
cool. So I don't know. Should we just hang on to it and wait till we're in here
I
before
think
we
so.
release it?
I think so, or that, or like the week of, like when we're getting ready to. Yeah, I think so. I think that'll be better.
I gotta get some stickers
Yeah.
made up. We gotta
So I
get
think that way it'll be cool. Like since it's the new building,
Brand
release,
new.
everything. Yeah, we can do it right when we move in here. Which it's like we're in my brain. It's weird. It's like it's
It's still
it's still a little ways away, and
because
it's not
it's been
at
like
all.
that for a year.
I know,
like,
but it's like literally
6
right around the
weeks.
corner now.
We
Yeah.
should be in here in 6 weeks if everything goes well.
God, that's mind blowing.
There's a lot of
I
shit.
know,
to do in
yeah.
6
Well,
weeks.
it is
That's the
like
problem.
it's mind blowing on several reasons, but even just like all the build up to finally get here it's just gonna be huge. Like when we finally do.
We just need to day one get in here and just have like staff party
Yeah,
and just get a bunch of beer and pizza and just
Yeah.
hang out and make a bunch of noise.
yeah. Well, because like I said, I just gotta get a little bit of drum hardware, and I got that pretty much the full kit we could bring down here.
Let's do it.
The Ludwig kit, we could bring it down.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We'll get it set up. All right, what else do we got over here? We got like 10 minutes left. Questions? Any questions? Oh, Dylan needs a fabric top Explorer. Sure
I do
does.
actually. I do.
I could use an Explorer myself.
Yeah, so Charles was saying like the shape does matter, but he said he could make it. Because really, when you think about it, a 4001 is just, it's like a strat on an acid trip. It's really when
Yeah,
all the
it's starting to be
dimensions are
like,
just like,
"Ooh, man."
yeah, it's all just getting like slightly distorted.
So shape, oh, okay, shape does matter. Oh, Ben says decals. See, I even said it Canadian.
Decals.
Decals. It's not decals, it's decals. Decals.
Is that like
plastic.
decorative versus decorative?
I don't know, it's a Canadian thing.
Ben, is that
Every-
like
every-
decorative versus
Right?
decorative?
You guys say decals. Decals.
Decals for your dongles.
Hey, you gotta get your decals there, bud.
Get some decals for your dongles.
Yeah. All right. So what else? 6. Yeah. So Terry said 6 weeks. Awesome. I'm shooting for 6 weeks because we're September 1st. That puts us in October 15th. I'm hoping it's before that because we got shit we got to get done.
Yes.
I think we can be in here possibly by October 1st, which is like 4 weeks away. Which means
No, I know that is.
this is going to be a sleepless month.
Yeah.
We
Well, that's
got-
why I was thinking, like, at this point, once we can start to section it off, we don't need to get in all this now. But once we can, like, just start doing trips even after we close, like, because even if we just any
Man,
little
I'm not
bit.
doing acid anymore, man.
Yeah. Actually, let's do both. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Do acid trips and then trips.
Just getting in cabs, bringing one thing at a time.
Yeah, or just walking
Hey,
one thing
hey,
over at a
man.
time.
Ike said it right. See? Decals. It's like Mazda? I think they say Mazda.
Really, really?
Pasta.
Pasta.
Yeah, there's some oddball words.
Decals?
Decals.
See, if they said that, like, I wouldn't know.
You didn't spend enough time in Canada. Is really what it comes down to.
Well, no, but yes. But even then, like decals, it's just decal. I don't know.
I don't know. That's like but it's like when we listen to things from overseas. We listen to anything English.
Well,
you go, oh, I can't wait to get to the weekend.
Well, yeah.
You know,
well,
like,
I know that like a lot of because a lot of Canadians like pronunciations oddly goes back to Scotland because like the more we've watched Still Game,
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
more
yeah.
I'm hearing like it's just the Scottish accent just slowly morphed into a different kind of accent. But the one if that's the case, like does that mean they also apply that to like any word that starts with DE? So like decals, like
Ben,
yeah.
Terry's in Canada too.
Decals. Yeah, I don't. I guess it kind of works. I mean, like decoupage, like decorate. Yeah, I guess that technically decals. Yeah, I guess that works.
Welcome to Flipside English.
Yeah.
That's how we're gonna wrap up the rest of this.
Well, we have enough Canadians that we can actually get
can-
a small census, even though they're all like in the same region, but.
So Brad Miller says, awesome. I plan on being there mid-October. Hope you guys have the new shop open. Yeah, let us know, man.
Ben says not always. It depends, and then Janice Lawless says December.
Oh, hey, Janice. How's it going?
December. Is it December?
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good point. Ah, well,
December.
that's okay. You know what? We're not in Canada. Doesn't matter. We can say whatever we want.
December.
It's been a long December.
I decisively, yeah.
He's got to,
Decisively, yeah.
right, Counting Crows got to change it all up when they go to Canada.
All the way, yeah, that would actually be pretty funny. Just so everybody can kind of get along with that would be pretty funny. But so Terry says he says decals, not decals. So.
Oh, all
right. So there's even regional dispute between Terry and Ben.
It's a border war.
Yeah.
All right, what are we looking at?
Terry's like outside his house. It's decals. Or no, it's decal. Yeah. And then Ben's like,
Do a whole video on that later.
they're just shouting at each other. Yeah. It's not decals.
All right, see how the conversation devolved from online shopping to
this, yeah.
to Canadian stickers.
Well, I mean, I think because I mean, neither you. Well,
Hey, I found a mouse in my beer.
found the moose in my beer.
You've seen Bob and Doug McKenzie, right?
What's up, bro?
What?
I don't know if I have.
Oh, these guys telling you. I got to start. You know what? We're gonna have
Is
to.
that-
we're gonna have to have a movie night. Like,
No, is that
so
the
I can-
old like John Candy? What was that? The dudes talked about it before. Whatever that show, it was kind of like the Canadian Saturday Night Live. Is it those two dudes?
Yeah. Well,
Like the guys with the toques or whatever
Yeah.
you guys call it. Yeah, the
Yeah.
toques, and they have the van, and yeah.
It's all about- it's all
I didn't
about
know that was their names, but yeah.
Bob and
at
Doug
least-
McKenzie. Strange brew. Yeah. See.
Yeah. Okay.
See, so I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to have a Sunday night, like one Sunday a month. We just put up the big screen and
Yeah.
kick
Well,
back.
I bet
and, like,
you. Yeah, I was gonna
hip
say.
you guys to some.
I bet you James and
stuff.
Goots probably would fall since they're both younger than me. They'd probably fall into the same.
Yeah, because they probably don't know.
Yeah, they probably haven't seen it either.
But then I could be ruining my own shit because every now and again I'll throw out.
Yeah, that was it. Terry always knows it. SCTV.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Sometimes I'll throw out a joke from some old shit. You guys laugh, and I'm like, oh, they don't know.
Yeah, I know.
They don't know this is. I just stole that from a movie.
You
from
just
the
wait
80s.
long enough and it becomes fresh again.
Yeah, it works. It's all on the. It's all about the delivery, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shit. We're right here at the end. We got anything left? In regards to what is this?
Aaron just showed up right at the end, but hey, Aaron, how's it going, man?
Hey, what's going on?
He can rewind and then like pretend like it's live again.
Yeah, well, he's Canadian too, so he can get a free decal. You get free decals. Yeah, so when we do the new opening, though, we're gonna get screen printing of the new shirts, and then we'll get. That's where this whole thing started.
Oh yes.
The
Well,
stickers.
yes. Yeah.
So we'll have stickers, and we're gonna do shirts, and we're gonna do screen printing, stuff like that. So
Build your own shirt. I'm just kidding.
that'd be kind of cool. So we got to figure out what we're gonna do for grand opening. I don't
Actually,
even know.
Andrew should do that. Like,
What?
did he do that the last open house? Where
What?
people made their own shirts?
He did that at
'Cause I was
When
gonna say,
we
that
did
is
the
a
punk
good
rock
idea.
flea market, he did it. And then there was another event that we did together that he was doing live screen,
Yeah, I thought he
screen
did, yeah.
printing. And that's what I want to do if we do depending on what our grand opening looks like and when it is,
Right.
and how we're gonna pull that off, because I think, we're getting into a busier season, it might be difficult for us to be like, hey, come down for food trucks and beer.
Well, yeah, but only pretty much. I mean, I think if we stack it towards a weekend or something, I think it's mainly people right now that would have kids that might be more. Because I mean, really, most people who have normal jobs, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Schedule's pretty much the same.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll have to think.
Although it's weird though, because like you said, we keep getting letters and shit telling us that this is the not busy time of year.
Yeah,
And it's like
people
it's
are
been
like, it's
really
slow,
busy
like-
for us. Yeah, it's been
Last
like
month was one of our
crazy busy.
busiest- Yeah, it was one of the busiest months we've ever had, so I
Yeah.
don't understand.
Well, I think it is a little different here though, because it's like our stuff does kind of ebb and flow with the weather. Like when when it's nice and everybody runs up to the mountains, we'll have a slow weekend, and then vice versa. When it's shit outside,
Right.
we have these amazing weekends. So
We have great days when it's snowing or raining or the weather is total
Yeah.
shit.
yeah. Well, because I think a lot of people think here, like, hey, I'll just go get something
Yeah,
cool and go back home. And,
I'll just go hang out with the
Yeah.
boys at the guitar shop for a while.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should just wrap this up. So, do me a favor, if you're still in here, hit the like button. That helps us out a little bit. If you're not subscribed and you just happen to show up and listen to us jabber on, subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell all your family that we'll just cuss,
Yeah.
tell stories and such. But yeah, hit the like button,
That or if you're
the
annoyed,
thumbs up button or whatever the fuck it
yeah.
is.
Or if you're annoyed by us, then tell somebody you don't like about us. Maybe they'll like us.
Yeah, they might.
You never know.
You never know.
Because I was thinking, like, some of the funny comments, we actually don't get too many. We don't get too many negative ones. We actually have a pretty supportive crowd, so.
Well, sometimes we just get the dickheads. Why do you guys put reverb on that pedal? We did a pedal review, and I got
Oh, yeah.
why'd you guys put reverb on it? It's like, dude, you need to check your ears because that's the pedal.
Right.
What you're hearing is the pedal doing the chorus thing, and you think it's reverb.
Right.
So that's when I just want to respond like, shut the fuck up. But I can't
Yeah.
because that's not professional. So I'll just say it on the live stream instead.
Exactly.
Because I know that he ain't listening.
Yeah. It's got to get out somehow, though.
Yeah. Why would you guys do this? Hey man, we're human. Like, where's your videos?
Right.
I had one guy say some stupid shit and I went and looked. Of course, no video, but there's one video of him walking through the park feeding pigeons. I'm like, oh fuck yourself.
Pigeon guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Fuck
Thanks,
off, pigeon guy.
thanks, buddy, for your
Yeah.
deep analysis of our video. Go
Yeah.
fuck off. There's a lot of F-bombs there in the last part of this, but I don't give a shit. Yeah. That's all right. We're dropping like flies. That's all right. Everybody's going to be going to Texas Toast next. So, what?
I was just saying, it looked like Charles, before we end the episode, it looked like Charles just sent some pictures
Oh,
of his,
cool.
oh, there we go. So before we end, if Charles is still even in there, if my phone will load them or not. There
We got to go. It's 5 o'clock.
All right.
Oh, sweet. All right, so go over there. Check Texas Toast out. You'll have another hour of fun and frivolity. And after that, go check out Dylan Talks Tone, and he will talk about tone stuff. And that's it. We'll catch you guys
Oh,
on the flip side. Oh, Jesus. What is this now?